Hello, and welcome to Bad at Board Games. My name is Brad Lake, and I'm bad at board games, so you don't have to be. Today, we're going to be talking about Kickstarter from Brotherwise Games by John D. Clare, and it's called Empire's End. And this one's pretty interesting. So, why would you want to stick around? I'm going to break down each campaign and tell you what their value rating is between a 1 and a 5. And we're also going to look at, is this an interesting game? Is it something you'd be interested in? And kind of help you make a decision if you want to back this or not. You can also stick around to the end, find out if I'm backing this or not. Empire's End, what I think is kind of interesting about this is that it has similar vibes to Seven Wonders with the graphics and the icons and some things like that, except you are trying to keep your civilization from falling apart. So as you prevent disasters from happening in your city, or as disasters happen in your city, you might be able to innovate your way out of it and help prolong your civilization, so to speak. So I find that kind of interesting because it's this like reverse engine builder, so to speak. Everybody's going to die or the civilizations are going to fall, but how long can you stick around or keep innovating and fend off attacks from your neighbors? So it's a nice, simple little game. There's nothing fancy about this, and that's kind of what interests me in it as well, is the price point. So this basic set here, where you've got some cards and hidden token allocations, and just some cardboard chits and a small little board that you're going to be tracking what disasters are coming up round by round by round. This is not a solo player, but you've got $35, which that's a really good deal. I'm happy to start seeing anything that is in the below 50, below 100. We've got all these games that are like so much money. So it is nice to just see a simple game with some nice cards, and it's a small board. It isn't even a big board. You're going to be playing things out, and you're going to have some conflicts between you and your neighbors, and you can kind of see the iconography here. Very, very Seven Wonders going on. And you've got some player screens and a couple, like 1, 2, 3, 4 wooden tokens that are going to track things through. So this is for $35, and you get the whole game. Now, shipping is $5 for this, but I'm pretty happy with that. I think that's a pretty awesome little deal. Now, my value rating for this particular one, I'm gonna say this is a 4 out of 5. I really think it's just nice to see something less than $50, and it looks like a nice game. It looks like something I would be interested in, and it's not over the top. Plays in 45 minutes to an hour, and it's going to be this nice little midweight game, I think. So I'm pretty interested in it. And then for an extra $5, you can get screen printed. So those 4 wooden meeples, you're going to get screen printed for another $5. I don't know if that's worth it. So I may knock this one down a little bit. Everything else is the same. You're just going to get these 4 tokens for an extra $5. And I do like screen printed meeples, tokens, all those kinds of things. So, but I still say like this is probably 3.5. It's not changing your gameplay experience, not changing your setup. However, with this edition, you are going to get, and we'll look at it, some plastic trays that aren't game trays, but it's going to make it much easier to put out on the board. You don't get that with the $35 one. And taking that into consideration, this is probably still a 4 out of 5 then, because you're going to get thermoform trays with lids and a few of these tokens for $5. I'd pay $5 just for the added convenience to be able to bring this out and play it quicker. And then we get into the deluxe edition. Crazy. We've got $55 all in. And it turns the coins and the resource tokens that you're using and your attack tokens into wooden screen printed pieces. So pretty awesome. I think that's pretty nice. Now I'll break down what I think about that in just a second. Let's go. I want to show you where is it? They're not showing you down here. This deluxe insert. Every copy of the game will come with enhanced black magic insert, perfectly sized trays. Oh, so you're going to get this in all of even the $35 one. So this is going to, so yeah, so the other one will be 3.5. And the first one would be a 4 out of 5. Second one will be 3.5 out of 5. And then is it worth $55 and they charging you $8 for the wooden components because it's a little bit heavier? I think that's a stretch. But for $63, you can get, the complete deluxeified version. Linen finish cards. So let's go back up here. So this $55 version, everything else you saw above, plus $8, so $63. I think, I was going to ding this a little bit, but, deluxeified so it's $20 more than the base. I mean, that's about what you pay for coins, right? So, I mean, they're staying right in line with that. I'm not hating on the price. Let's say it's 3.5 because you're not getting much more, but it is going to be a nicer game play. There's not a lot here. I mean, you could argue that this whole thing probably cost them $5 to make, but based on how games have been lately and shipping costs and all that crazy stuff, hopefully we're starting to see the other side of a lot of this stuff. I think it's a neat game. So I think this one I'm going to give it 3.5 because it's $63. So the value of that. So just to summarize, the $35 one I would say is a 4 out of 5. You might even, if I had played it and I thought it was great, I'd probably give it a 4.5 out of 5. But you only have to play this game at $40. You only have to play it 4 times, and you're at that $10 per game, which is kind of where I'd like to see things get valued at $63, which is the all-in one you've got here. You got to play it 6 times to get to the $10. That's reasonable, and it's not going to be hard to pull out. So I still think you're, maybe less likely for this if you don't like it or if you're just kind of like, but the gameplay doesn't look hard. This is going to be a nice mid-light weight game. Going to have some strategy and seeing what's going on. You're going to try to prevent disasters. You're going to be attacking your friends. You may not like that aspect of the game, but it's very Seven Wonders part of it as well. So you've got this disaster phase, then you go on to this economic phase where you get your resources. And then you're going to have an industrial phase where you're going to rebuild destroyed locations and build innovations from your hand. And then you're going to have a conflict phase. And it's going to add swords to your icons, assign rewards and consequences based on the cards. So you may not actually be working against your friends. You may be working against the cards here. So that would be kind of interesting. I haven't read the rule book yet, but it is available. So you can kind of find out if that's for you as well. So overall, I'm going to back this. I'm going to back this at the $35 range because being able to get the plastic insert, that's kind of, I would have paid gone to the $40 one for the plastic insert, but being on holidays and budgets, and I've spent a lot of money on Kickstarters lately, I really just want something light or cheaper. And I am curious enough about this game that it's definitely worth $35 for the game, $5 for shipping, and we'll see it in about a year or so. So they say. Well, it says estimated September. Yeah. So, I mean, there's not a lot here, so hopefully they can make that happen in about 9 months. That'll be pretty nice. What do you think? Is this for you? Are you interested in any of John D. Clare's other games, Space Base, Cubitos? I forget what the other one was, but what do you think of him as a designer? Does this interest you? For Otherwise Games hasn't had a hit lately with Kickstarters. They've canceled, I think, the last couple. And so I think they're kind of coming into this trying to trying to have something affordable and still interesting enough to pique your interest. So let me know down in the comments what you think. And no matter how you're playing, whether you're playing solo, with family, or friends, enjoy whatever you're bringing to the table.